On the one hand, Nigerians were supposed to be rejoicing for the commencement of PMS production by Dangote Refinery. On the other hand, they have to face new prices, more than 50%, I believe, or almost 50% by NNPC petrol stations. So what that means, obviously, is the other filling station, the independent filling stations, would do even more than that. So that was the reality that started yesterday, September 3. And of course, is what we live for. We've seen the labor union leaders speak against this. They say, they cannot justify this and against the promise that they had when the new minimum wage was agreed on. So it's a whole lot for Nigerians to handle at the same time, but it's the reality for now. Let's discuss some of the expectations following this now with the Chief Executive Officer of FUPRI Energy Solutions Limited. FUPRI is Federal University of Petroleum Resources, IFRU in Delta State. Dr. Monigo Otanusha joins us virtually from IFRU. Dr. Otanusha, thank you so much for your time and good morning.
Thank you so much, Ini. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, so so yesterday, while we're celebrating Dangote Petrol, we also saw the change in pump price. And I wonder if this was planned, But at the end of the day, what does this say about the security of energy supply and even the purchasing power of Nigerians? Is this the way we ought to go from your perspective, especially in being in this industry?
Thank you so much, Ini and Nigerians. Yes, it's a good thing that Dangote has started the PMS production. It's good news. And I want to commend the previous comments from my big brother Otedola and the governor of Ogun State. Yes, this morning I bought PMS in the front here for 1,100 naira per liter while I was coming here for this interview. It's a lot of hardship on Nigerians, but it's a good thing that Dangote is there. But we need to be very clear. Dangote is a business and petroleum is a global good. But if you come from the perspective of energy security, energy is a national security issue. So all efforts to support Dangote and the likes of Dangote to produce white goods in Nigeria for local consumption, especially in the transport sector, is a welcome development. We did publish an article in 2018, which is available on Google. If you just type Dangote and you type Omonigo or FUPRI, you will see there. And we predicted what is happening now. But this is not the time to start laying blames. This is what do we need to do so that Nigerians can get more benefits from the goods which drives our economy, which is crude oil. It's also a good thing that the government also set up a ministerial committee at the level of Ministry of Petroleum Resources, which I was a member, and then PTI, Petroleum Training Institute, was there. FUPRI was sent a representative, which I was the rep, and then ABU Zaria and some other government agency involved in the petroleum sector. That report was, I think, was supposed to go through the...
Hello, Dr. Tanusha, can you hear me? Oh, he's frozen there. Well, it's good to know that Dr. Tanusha is also working in some of those committees that has to do with the government, because it would be important. It's going from about 568 naira for a liter of petrol to almost 900 naira, and that's just being subtle, especially in a state like Lagos. Obviously there will be reactions to this, mostly eroding that new minimum wage, which workers hope that they could have to increase their purchasing power. Obviously this takes that away. But Dr. Tanusha, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Sorry.
Okay,
yeah.
We lost you for a bit. So do you want to complete your thoughts? Or maybe I should just go ahead and ask you. You were talking about, what should be done, and you had a book and some articles on this. What should we do at this point in this country crude supply is still a challenge. So even for Dangote still has to be importing crude. Other refiners, modular refineries and all of that still need crude. But our crude is held up in the debt, which NNPC has told us they're owing suppliers. So it's just such a very thick web, of disturbing or challenging Nigeria's energy security. So what should we be doing now? What are the possible ways out?
Okay, thank you. There are many solutions that have been proposed by experts in the industry. I was on a panel 2 years ago with Dr. Umar Farouk on the Nigerian Global Roundtable. What we should be doing now is that there should be a massive campaign for exploration and also to production. Again, if you do the arithmetics, how much is our OPEC quota? Okay, if you do that and then look at what's our daily production today or in the past, stable production. If you do the mathematics, you find out that we are not even able to satisfy the OPEC quota, and then we're talking about local. And again, for businesses, what will be most interesting for those in business is to produce and sell in dollars. Okay, they are in business. Now, we Nigerians are suffering. I am suffering too. We're all suffering. But the point is that Dangote is not a charity. It's in the business. So crude oil supply, for us to have, we need to ramp up production. We need to open up fields. We need to task research institutions to be involved, like FUPRI, PTI, ABU Zaria, University of Port Harcourt. They should be involved. The reason I'm saying this is that let's look at the best practices all over the world in terms of crude supply, crude security, energy security. Petrobras. In Petrobras, for you to be the head of the Petrobras, you must have gone through the R&D session, research and development session, meaning that we need to push our institutions to answer questions on national development, to be able to support national development question. Currently, NNPC has come up to privatize or kind of look for O&M, operations and management of private sector involvement in the Warri and Kaduna refineries. I will strongly suggest, like I stated in our reports to the presidency through the chief of staff and through the Minister of Petroleum Resources, that Federal Investor Petroleum Resources, PTI, Petroleum Training Institute, ABU Zaria, University of Port Harcourt should be involved, and some other universities around those areas. Let there be more allocations for wells to be activated, and then production should take place. I heard Tedola say that the storage facilities should go and should be scrapped. They can be modified to take crude, okay, and then to support the local capacity build up in that area. So I strongly support the idea that there should be more campaigns, more production, so that we can up our production quota, so that after certifying OPEC and other the multinationals, who can have enough to take care of our local refineries.
Yeah, but I guess the challenge is, how do we even meet up with our OPEC quota, or even meet up with, our targets for the budget? Because oil theft is still a reality. So whatever plans we have, whatever production we hit, oil theft is still a major challenge.
Okay, while I want to stay away from the politics of oil theft, there are a lot of technologies to stop this. How come the oil theft is mainly Nigerian issue? In 2015, we had a conference in Manchester where I pitched a project. November 2nd, everything is online. The title of the project was Curbing Crude Oil Theft. That is buying with a conscience, curbing crude oil theft in Nigeria. In Manchester Policy Week, while I was on studies at the University of Manchester. We were able to track what was stolen. About 70% of it goes out to refineries who don't ask questions in Europe, America, and Asia. Okay, so there are technologies to track these things and also to stop it. But I am of the strong opinion that if you do small scale mini refineries and make them community based with community participation, it will drastically reduce the issues of crude oil theft in communities. That means we can cluster them using light rail or using the inland waterways, and then crude can be made available. Like the government has changed the policy now to make crude available in Naira. Again, that will decouple the issues of crude oil theft, because those who do the illegal or the refinery processes, they buy from those who steal the crude. So there are many refineries which do not have appropriate technologies, and that's what you see everywhere. And then the government, the security agents go there and destroy them, and it will cause more problems to the environment when they blow up some of these facilities, or they burn the stolen crude or the white products that are out of that. Now, if they are encouraged to cluster in cooperatives and they are properly registered and given appropriate technologies, I think this will gradually phase out. This will be like using a carrot and stick measure. So, and then integrate IPMAN, independent, all the value chain within the downstream sector can be integrated. And then there can be proper tracking, and every drop of crude refined in this country.
Once again, that's the network hitch right there with Dr. Otanisha. Dr. Omonigo Otanisha is the Chief Executive Officer of FUPRI. Dr. Well, maybe we just give it one more try. Dr. Otanisha, can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you, sorry.
Okay, can you conclude your thoughts? Because we lost you again.
Okay. I am of the strong opinion that mini refineries should be proliferated all over.
That would be modular refineries, yes? Because we already have modular refineries.
Yeah, I call them, I want to say mini, I'm talking about 1,000 barrels. And then when you cluster them, what they cannot refine, which is the dredge, which they throw off, especially those you call coal fire. In the local parlance, they call them coal fire. Well, they call them coal fire. These ones can be ramped up, and they can be supported so that whatever they cannot refine can now be taken to the bigger refineries like Warri Refinery, which has a fluid catalytic cracking unit. So they can now produce more white products, especially PMS and the kerosene and possibly jet fuel. So these are, and then we should also look at supporting alternative energies, biofuels, okay, from biofuels, synthetic fuels. This can be done to ramp up our, and then also look at engaging in our energy mix, okay, removing, going away more from petroleum products and making sure that it's available for industrial production. The other greater threat is that, like I mentioned earlier, the issue of energy security and energy being a security issue. Government has to make strong efforts to subsidize production in terms of using what they call industrial parks for some of these activities, where mass transit, like what they are doing now, what the government is currently doing, which is a good thing in the right direction. CNG is being rolled out, but again, the infrastructure has to be stabilized, and then have more of local capacity participation for these purposes. So have more refineries, go into alternative energies like CNG, methanol is also there too, and then push research institutions and universities to be involved with good incentives. They can be involved in the operations and the businesses of oil and gas in Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Omonigo Otanisha, Chief Executive Officer of FUPRI Energy Solutions Limited, and also there at Federal University of Petroleum Resources in Efurun Delta State. Thank you for your thoughts this morning.
Thank you so much, Ini. Thank you, Nigerians.